So we'll start the big game of the weekend. Of course, it's your boys' two teams, Liverpool versus Chelsea. I'll open the floor to you, gentlemen, and I'll give my thoughts on that game. It was 1-0 draw, exciting game. Liverpool had a hot start. Chelsea came back stronger. All right, Tinas, you look happy.
Actually, the guys played better than I thought they would, to be honest. And I think it was just a snippet of what's to come. They seem to be playing a very good passing game. They seem to have a solid midfield. I mean, obviously, there's still challenges in the attack in the front, converting those chances into goals. But I think we're trying to get there. And I think predictions could change slightly if everything goes well, but I'll hold on to my predictions, but maybe in the next few weeks I'll be able to say more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Liverpool, I was quite proud with Liverpool, the way they played, and Salah was in good performance mode. He was shining. And Chelsea, man, I didn't expect Chelsea to pull through, but anyway, in the second half, they did very well. We gotta give them their props, eh?
Yeah, looking at the possession stats, 65% possession to Chelsea. I wouldn't think that from a Chelsea team. Looking at their recent history, Liverpool only having 35%. Can we say people now know Jurgen Klopp's tactics? Are they not effective anymore? Or the Liverpool players have just gotten a bit tired? Are we seeing the Jurgen Klopp Borussia Dortmund effect of where he burns out the players?
I think one thing that stands out for me was the way they handled the Caicedo issue, where Klopp used to think that spending money in the Premier League is not really a big thing, and he was very reluctant on trying to sign in those big players, so to speak. He had a full squad, so maybe he didn't need to. But I think that sort of thinking made him believe that, he doesn't need that. And I think that lapse in thinking also made him feel like he's still on top of things. But then I think the moment they lost this guy and they really needed this guy, and then they realized, you know what, maybe the way I've been working is not what I thought it is. And definitely it should sort of change the way he thinks about football in the English Premier League. I mean, we're looking at teams like Newcastle. Newcastle is bringing in big bucks, and they look at the results.
So which guy are you talking about? Is it the loss of Sadio Mane?
No. Moises
Caicedo. Yeah, he's coming for 115 million pounds. Is Chelsea taking him?
I believe he told Liverpool last week that he doesn't want to go to England. He wants to go to Chelsea.
Yes, it's official. It's official now.
Yeah. So there's a lot of excitement with that guy, and
that's a kick in the gut for us, man.
Yeah, definitely.
But that Chelsea midfield three is gonna be it's a young midfield three. I said it in our group chat. You've got Enzo Fernandez. You've got Lavia, who's potentially might be signed from Southampton, and then you've got Moses Caicedo. Man, that's lots of young energy. You can put it on a comparable level, not at the same level as the Real Madrid with Camavinga, Jude Bellingham, but that's the midfield of the next generation. Those are top players.
So you say those kids, they will be performing better than Gallagher?
Yeah, Gallagher. If Chelsea completes the signing of Lavia, Gallagher won't be playing.
Because remember, they were scared that he was almost let go. It's only that Pochettino, I think, just said, you know what, I think I see potential in this guy, keep him. But this is before Caicedo moves in. So after he moves in, you don't know. You could be finding...
He's on the bench.
Yeah, you could finding he's playing less games, and, who knows?
All right, other results. Man City, the champions, just continued where they left off. A resounding 3-0 victory. I think they didn't even break a sweat. Erling Haaland, he was quiet in pre-season. He just flicked a switch. 3-0. Burnley against Vincent Kompany, the Burnley former Man City player. Again, Pep Guardiola is just still proving he's the best coach in the world at the moment.
Yeah, I'm starting to fall in love with Man City, man. It's it's one of those times where these guys are going to be pulling through to the top, and there's nothing you can do about it.
But talking about Haaland for a second, I was watching a video, one of his videos on Instagram, and apparently he needs, for him to, obviously as a player, if you're his level, you're looking to become the best of what you can do. But then I was hearing that for him to be able to equal or to beat Ronaldo's scoring or goals, total goals, he needs to reach a maximum of 43 goals a season.
That's how many goals per match?
Until he's 38, for him to be able to beat Ronaldo's.
Yeah, but you see, with Ronaldo, he had the advantage of a good international squad, which would go deep into tournaments. So that adds the goals tally. And as well with, Cristiano, he played as well at Real Madrid. It was winning, most of going into deep runs in all the competitions, Champions League, Copa del Rey, the La Liga, constantly playing. Plus as well, we don't know about his training regimen and physique, Holland, if he can have a long career till 38, because we know the training regimen of Cristiano Ronaldo. So again, those are all other factors in terms of health. But I think 43 goals a season, 53 last season. 43
it's doable.
It's doable for anyone.
But it's a question of consistency. Because this is every season.
He's only going to get better.
For a good 13 years, bro.
He's only going to get better.
He's also going to get bigger.
Yeah, he's going to get bigger and stronger. But as I said, physiotherapy, sports nutrition is always upgrading and updating year by year.
I think the way he missed the spot is Ronaldo started younger, and he because Ronaldo, I think, started in his teens scoring goals. But for Haaland, I think prolifically, he started after his 20s.
Prolifically, but 19 for Salzburg. If you add his goals from Salzburg, he can catch up from 19.
Yeah. But to be fair, we can count the matches that they played and average the scores that they have scored, over their career. And you can tell this one is much better a player than the other one, because Ronaldo started at a younger age, so he's bound to have more scores than someone who started at a later age.
Yeah, that's what I said. Well, let's see. Let's wait and see. We've got until the end of the season to at least have an insight as to whether he's going to match up, because obviously what he does this season also comes into question regarding this whole spectacle. We'll wait and see.
All right. On our Newcastle watch, Eddie Howe watch, again, as I said, that was a beating, 5-1 against Aston Villa. And Aston Villa, we had put them as one of those top teams. With that performance, I don't think they can make the top half of the league. What do you think about Newcastle? They've got some good signings, good players. One of their big signings of the season, played very well. Sandro Tonali, Italian international from AC Milan.
Yeah,
but pretty much...
Was his first match, eh?
Yeah, first match.
And they go there. Yeah.
Good performance.
Look, when I look at the stats, they're not very different. So I think maybe it's just an issue of converting chances, because look, man, possession 53-47 to Newcastle, passes 542 to 447. They're not very different passes. Pass accuracy, they're all at 85%. Fouls, Newcastle at 12. This one at 17. Like, when you look at the stats, these teams were playing almost at par, but it's the goal scoring.
So are you saying that Aston Villa just had a bad day in the office?
Perhaps they need to invest more on the front end of things, like, your strikers, people who can, it's almost the same issue that Chelsea has. You could have very strong defense, a very strong midfield, but if you don't have that wizard who's always looking for the goals like we had in Drogba back then you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, but what about how didn't he play a significant role this match? That's where the the team managers come in handy.
Well, we have to see whether he lives up to, because remember what Captain P was saying last week. He was saying maybe we could find a Mourinho, coming in there,
I don't
Look,
see
Is
that
that
happening.
is that
I don't see that happening.
is that a dig at me? Is that you're trying to have? a
no,
dig
brother. We were just holding at your word. Yeah, we're just saying, my guy, we see what you're saying, and maybe you could be right. Let's wait and see.
Now we'll see how we go. Look, as I said, other good results. Brighton beat Luton Town, newly promoted Luton Town. Arsenal continued again their form from last year. Played a very good game, but a bit touch and go at the end. Good goals. Bukayo Saka. Man, I don't really like Arsenal personally, but Bukayo Saka, man, he's just going up a level. Every time I see him play, he's just going up another level. So Arsenal, we'll see how we go. I think there will be another main challenger. I've got them in the top 4, but at the bottom end of the top 4, but we'll see how we go. Okay, last but not least, can I rant for like 2 minutes?
Go for it.
Can I rant? Can I rant? That performance by Man United was the most horrible thing I've seen in years. That was like watching paint dry, man. Absolutely abysmal. No cohesion. So disjointed. Man, we're an explicit channel. That was a bloody crap performance, right? Mason Mount, I would put him on a bus back to Chelsea and I'll pay for the ticket as well, right? 55 million, and he takes the iconic number 7 shirt for that nonsense he pulled off today. All right, we'll give him benefit of the doubt. It's his first game. Don't get me started on Marcus Rashford. He plays well last season. He gets the contract. He goes back to his shithousery, not tracking back, not running back. It was an absolutely turgid performance. Yes, we won 1-0. But can you imagine Liverpool coming and having 23 shots in Old Trafford? Would lose 5-0. Imagine Man City having 23 shots. That'll be another 6-1.
On that one, I'm gonna disagree on that one because Man U, if they do well in rearranging inside, they've got an excellent goalkeeper. That I give you. Onana, man, is gonna be a goalkeeper of the season.
Okay, that's a bit of another hot take. Big prediction there.
He's gonna be a goalkeeper.
I had a very high regard for him, but that goal that he got scored, was it last week? That chipper, I think it's too much of a chip on his. So what was he doing way out there?
Come on, that's not a chip. Look, he's a sweeper keeper. Alisson has had that. What's his name? The Man City goalkeeper has had that, right?
No. But what are you doing up there?
He's a sweeper keeper. We're playing a high line. If the ball comes through, he sweeps it up. We recycle possession. That's the modern goalkeeper. Edward Mendy.
Well, that's the modern goal scoring advantage you have on people.
Yeah, but Man City has been doing that. Liverpool has done that with Alisson, a sweeper keeper role. But man, Wolves, if they had a good striker, I wouldn't be smiling on this episode of the podcast because that was an atrocious performance, man.
Oh, yeah. These Wolves guys, tell me more about them. They just came from nowhere and caused chaos for Man U, eh?
Nah, they've always been a bogey team. Looking at the last 10 years, or 10 years, none of the games have been blowouts. Either Man U has won 1-0, 2-1, 1-0. We've lost a couple. So it's sort of our bogey team, like a Southampton, where the game is always hard,
Yeah.
But look, the disjointedness in the performance today, man.
You're not happy.
I almost threw the remote in the TV, man.
That's typical of you guys, though. You Manchester United fans, you always expect the most from your team.
No. It's not expecting the most. But look, Casemiro was left in an island, right? He was left in an island, right? Every time Wolves were getting the ball, it was 3-4 guys versus 2-3 defenders. I could see it. The whole stadium could see it, but the coach maintained that whole system.
Maybe for him it was first game of the season. Let's wait, let's see.
Yeah. Let's see
how the guys are playing, how they're gelling, because obviously you don't want to jump the gun and start moving people around before you have an idea of how well your team is playing. It's giving the guys who are not playing well, it's giving them a chance so that if they sit on the bench next match, you don't have an argument. Sit on the bench.
Yeah, so that leads us to next week's, matches for the upcoming week 2. Man, week 1 is already finished. So next week we've got another big game. I think we've Tottenham Man United. That's a big Saturday evening game. It'll be early hours for us here, down under. Another exciting game, London Derby, West Ham Chelsea. And then you've got Man City Newcastle. So now we'll see if Newcastle are really the the team to beat. They're facing the champion, second game in. So yes, it's a good start to week 1. Good review, gentlemen. Let's continue to watch the game.